What's going on, YouTube? Welcome back to the channel. For those of you stopping by for the first time, if you see something that you like here today, please don't forget to subscribe at some point. Those of you stopping by that have been here before, welcome back to TLTG Reviews, my friends. Glad you came to see me. So it's that time of the week. It's time for my weekly rotation. It's week number 26. Stay tuned. So before we jump into the rotation, I do want to let you guys know, for those of you that haven't seen the giveaway video yesterday, I am doing a very large giveaway to celebrate 10,000 subscribers. If you'd like to enter that giveaway, that video is right there for more details. I just want to make sure everybody has a fair chance to enter because I'm giving away a lot of cool stuff. I just want to make sure you get your chance. So moving into Sunday, one of my favorites from the Dior Homme line, to be completely honest. It's light, it's still lipsticky iris, but the sweetness is removed and it's just a fresh and clean take on it. The discontinued Dior Homme. This is some really good juice right here. I'm actually not gonna waste the spray because I'll probably never buy another bottle. Oh, man. God, I can smell it very easily through the atomizer. This is some good stuff, guys. If you can find this for a good price out there, I strongly urge you. Fragrance Net's been out for a long time. That was where I got this 5 ounce from. You know, early winter, I want to say. Yeah, so good stuff. That was what I wore on Sunday. Smelling fresh, smelling clean, smelling like floral iris. Little lip stickiness. Dior Homme. And then out the shower that night. Hadn't worn any of my Duke Cannon fragrances in a little while, so I felt like it was time. So I went with Huron from Duke Cannon. Very fresh and clean. They state that they're eau de parfum concentration. I don't get 8-hour type of performance out of them. But I do get in that 5 to 6 hour range, which is totally fine. They're synthetic smelling, but very, very pleasant. And this one in particular is my favorite because it's a very aquatic fragrance. Perfect out the shower. I smell it floating in the air. Some really good stuff from Duke Cannon was Huron. Next, I actually did a full review about a week ago on this fragrance. This is one of my favorite cheap fragrances. It's from Lazaro. It's Chrome Sport. If you've yet to check out that review, it's right there if you want to take a look. If not, let's keep going. Chrome Sport is very, very similar, eerily similar to Versace Mano Fraiche. It's almost a one-to-one smell. It's not identical, but it's very close. There's no star fruit in here, but there's a lot of citrus. It's that woody aquatic type of stuff. Performance is about the same. Very, very good. You can have it in the $20 to $25 range, depending on where you look. For 100 ml, they're currently $25 with the coupon code at Fragrance Net, which I have linked in the description below. One of my favorites. Like I said, smells great and good atomizer too, as long as you fully spray it. If you don't completely depress the atomizer, it will leak a little bit right off the edge and off to the side, and you end up having to wipe it so it don't just dry and look stupid. Anyways, I digress. Lazaro Chrome Sport, one of my favorite cheapies for a good reason. It's fantastic for the summer. And then when I got out the shower that night, one of my favorite Nautica fragrances is Nautica Voyage Sport. I still say, yeah, it's very generic. Don't get me wrong. But for some reason, it just does it for me. You know, it's going to smell like a lot of different things to you, but it's got that sport type of scent to it. But it's a little softer. There's no real sharp grapefruit to it, like a lot of sport flankers and sport fragrances. The stuff just smells good to me. It's kind of creamy, citrusy, it's airy. It's a little woody in the dry down. Like I said, it's kind of on the generic side. But for what you can get these for, sub $15 range for a 100 ml, or even less for this 50 ml. Worth every penny out the shower. Out the shower that night was Nautica Voyage Sport. Next, one that I haven't really given enough time and given its due to. So I pulled it out this week. I was actually having a conversation with somebody about it who was trying to decide between this and the eau de parfum. And asked me which one would be better for daily use in the heat. And from the Mr. Burberry line, that would be Indigo. Very rosemary heavy though. You have to like rosemary to like this fragrance. Oh yeah, there it is. I love the rosemary note. It is one of my favorite notes in perfumery, and this one is heavy and plentiful on the rosemary. So needless to say, I do enjoy the Mr. Burberry line quite a lot, and the Eau de Parfum kind of runs a race with me on this one for which is my favorite, because the Eau de Parfum I find is better for evenings. Can be a good work fragrance, don't get me wrong, especially if you're wearing a suit and stuff like that, in management or anything like that. Good daily driver overall, especially in the very high heat. Indigo is going to be the better choice for that. This is the better daily driver. The Eau de Parfum is kind of better for going out and about, events, professional settings, things like that. I find that has a more a classier take on the DNA versus the more casual aspect of Indigo. So wore it that day. Absolutely fantastic fragrance if you love rosemary, such as I do. And that was Mr. Burberry Indigo. And then out the shower that night, was feeling like some citrus. Gap Yuzu and Chino, the extremely orange fitting color. Smelling Cheapy from Gap, that I thoroughly enjoy. This stuff smells so good to me. It is straight up orange. I have no idea what the breakdown is on it. Might be Yuzu and orange, but I smell a bunch of orange in this fragrance. This was a gift that was labeled from my 2-year-old nephew as a Christmas present a while back. My brother-in-law and sister-in-law had got me this one, and Gap Homme, which my wife actually enjoys thoroughly. Basic little generic fragrance, but boy, she loves when I wear it, which is rare. It blows my mind every time. She compliments me every time. But this is my favorite. I love the way this one smells. If you happen to pop in a Gap store and you see this for 15 bucks or whatever it is, give it a shot if you're looking for a very citrus heavy, just light cheapy that you can spray for anything. Gap Yuzu and Chino. Next, I did do a full review on this one as well this week. I don't know if you caught it or not. I'll put it right here if you want to check it out. It's from Guerlain, from the L'Homme Ideal line. It's Sport. Not the one that's a favorite among many people, you know? Oh man, but I like it. I do. I just do. I like the whole line. This is the least loved from what I can see. Not everybody's a fan of it. It can be kind of weird for some because it's a watery almond fragrance that's on my skin very patchouli heavy. But I think it works. I think it's good stuff, and I think this is an underrated fragrance. I think more people should sample it. Don't just go off of some people's opinions, and try it for yourself. At the end of the day, you don't know if you're going to like something for sure unless you try it. And this is one of those ones that kind of gets a bad rap that you may end up loving if you try it. Or you may agree with others and say, nah, I don't care for that one. That's why I say, sample, 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 sample. Guerlain L'Homme Ideal Sport. It's worth a sample at the least. And then out the shower, actually, by the time it had wore out, we had some errands to run. And I had already taken my shower because I'd worked out earlier that day and sweated pretty heavily. Tommy, Into the Surf from Tommy Hilfiger. Very minty, very creamy, fresh aquatic, extremely synthetic, but very cheap, very pleasant, very casual. More powerful than I traditionally like out the shower, but not too powerful. I wear stronger fragrances than this sometimes out the shower, like Sensual Obsessions formula of Chrome Sport. It's like an 8-hour fragrance, and it projects. Smells incredible. The better version of Chrome Sport because it's more powerful. But this is some really good stuff. I really enjoyed it. Every time I do remember to, I'll see the top of this cap in the box that it's in, and I'll be, ooh, yeah, I haven't wore that in forever, and I'll grab it and enjoy it thoroughly. And these caps are a bit different for the line. Has that candy cane style swirl. I do prefer the original caps for Tommy better, but that's not really what matters in this situation, because for the like $14, $15, $16 at the rack stores you can get this bottle for, it's worth every penny. It's a decent summer cheapie, well worth having in my opinion, and it's very minty. If you like a minty aquatic, Tommy, Into the Surf. Next on Thursday, speaking of Sensual Obsessions, I actually busted out their formulation of Invictus Aqua 2016, which in my opinion is very close, performs very similar, and makes it very unnecessary to drop 200 bucks on a overly priced resale bottle of the original 2016. It is floating in the air. It smells so good. That salty ambergris. This is some good stuff right here. Now granted, this is a much older batch than what you would get now. This is back from November. It's very well macerated, so it's very deep and performs a lot better. But give it a try. Next time you're grabbing some samples and making a sample pack from Sensual Obsessions and you don't quite know what to get from them, 2016 Invictus Aqua. There's a lot of fragrances out there that modeled their fragrance off of the 2016 Invictus Aqua, especially once it got discontinued. Try this one. This is a straight up clone. It's very, very close. I mean, even the juice color, it just doesn't have the frosted glass. Try this one. You might love it. I absolutely, this is one of my top 5 favorites from Sensual Obsessions, and he's got, good God, I don't know how many fragrances available, but this is some really good stuff. 2016 Invictus Aqua. Do not overlook it if you're looking for a good alternative for 2016's version of Invictus Aqua. And then when I got out the shower, one that I have not worn in a while because I tend to like to wear it during the day, not really out the shower, it's Nautical Voyage. The crisp green apple aquatic, #1 selling fragrance on Amazon. That's a must-have, in my opinion, in everybody's summer rotation. This is really good stuff. It's going to perform better for others, maybe worse for others, but for $15 or less, this is a must-own in my opinion. And I strongly advise you try it if you haven't already. Out the shower was Nautical Voyage. Moving into Friday, another one of my personal favorite cheapies, just like a Zaharoff Chrome Sport. Actually, it's a rough choice between the two. I had somebody ask me if I had to pick one, which one, and I couldn't do it. Davidoff Cool Water Wave. Another one that's more on the generic side, Invictus Aqua type of fragrance, a little bit more shower gel in the opening than Invictus Aqua with that juniper woody aquatic dry down. Man, I love this stuff. Not everybody's going to agree with me. It's a little peppery in the opening, you know. Not everybody's going to agree with me, and that's fine. Everybody's got different tastes. But for the $20 range for this 125 ml, this is arguably, or it's 1A and 1B with the intense for my favorite flanker in the Cool Water line. I love this stuff. It is great. This is a keeper for life cheapie for me. I believe it was. Yeah, of course it was in my cheapies for life because this is a must-have for me. I strongly advise you guys try this. Eventually the bottles will dry up. I don't know if it's still in production. I don't know if it's been discontinued. It probably is still in production because from what I see, they sell a lot of bottles. And this is a really good fragrance. I urge you to try Davidoff Cool Water Wave because in my opinion, it's a fantastic cheap aquatic fragrance for this high heat. And then when I got out the shower, the performance on this one goes right in line with what I like out the shower. Boss Bottled Tonic. Terrible performer, fantastic smell. Lighter, more citrusy, tonic version of the original Boss Bottled. The performance is terrible, but normally when you see the word tonic, a tonic flanker, they're usually lighter and perform very poorly, but they're just such a great scent. And the same thing reigns true for Boss Bottled Tonic. This is a great scent and it has its uses. If you're looking for something that's going to perform like crazy, stay away from this one. But if you're looking for just a great smell, just something to refresh, throw on and go, that you don't need to be super loud and last forever, Boss Bottled Tonic, I'm telling you, it's underrated. Because of the performance, I get it, but it smells wonderful. And last, yesterday on Saturday, so have not worn this in quite a while. I tend to wear the other fragrances that smell like it more than I actually wear it. Dior Homme Cologne. I smelled like a big bowl of freshly cut lemons yesterday. Do a little third of a spray just to smell it, and I sprayed it heavy. My God, I must have put 10 full sprays and like 6 or 7 half sprays just all over on my tank top that I was wearing. We went to do another crawfish boil yesterday at one of my wife's friends' houses. I was smelling like some fresh cut lemons, and I actually did cut some fresh lemons for the boil. Now I smelled almost identical to them. This stuff's some ice cold lemonade, fresh cut lemons. It's really, really good stuff. Performance leaves a lot to be desired, but the smell is very high quality, very delightful, extremely unisex. You're gonna love the way you smell. The first 30 minutes or 45 minutes, people can smell you, but it starts to sit close to the skin after that. 4 hours, maybe 5 if you're lucky. It'll project a little more when you heat up, because I was out there by the burner in the sun, you know, sweating, hot. I could smell myself for a little while with it. Doesn't get enough love. The ones that smell like it get more love. Mercedes-Benz Cologne. Everybody wants to get that one because it's cheaper, smells better, well, smells the same, and performs better. And I get all that. And if you can find a bottle, great. But if not, there's absolutely nothing wrong with going with Dior Homme Cologne. And then when I got out the shower last night, my favorite out the shower fragrance, Nautica Classic. Nothing really to say that I haven't said before about this fragrance. Well, that's the rotation, guys. And until next time, do me a real quick favor. Go ahead and like, comment, subscribe. I do appreciate all the feedback. I love hearing from you guys. What did you wear this week? Was it a smaller rotation, or do you like to have the variety like I do, where you just wear something different pretty much every day? Let me know down in the comments. And until next time, I will say, if you get your hands on any of these, give them a spray now. Pretty confident you'll thank me later. Have a good one, guys.